Hello, I'm Natalie Graceheimer-Patrick, Summit Art Space's Director of Artist Resources, and I'm excited to welcome you to the awards announcement for the 20th Annual Kaleidoscope Exhibition. Presented by the Alliance for the Visual Arts, Kaleidoscope is an annual holiday show that highlights local artists who are members of Akron Society of Artists, Artists of Rubber City, Cuyahoga Valley Art Center, and Women's Art League. This year's Kaleidoscope exhibition, juried by Francisca Ugalde, is currently on view through December 17th in the Betty and Howard Taylor Main Gallery and virtually at summitartspace.org. Now we will hear from Deanna Klukas, Exhibition Chair of the Alliance for the Visual Arts.
Thank you, Natalie. She's been a dream to work with during the planning of the show, along with the entire staff of Summit Art Space. As the AVA Chair for Kaleidoscope Exhibition, it's my job, along with my committee members, Arthur Croyle, Gail Tabor, Terry Haley, and our treasurer, Laurel Winters, to make sure that all eligible members of the 4 organizations are informed of this prestigious holiday show in a timely manner in which to create the masterpieces that they'll enter into the show. As one of the original founders of the Alliance for the Visual Arts in 2001, Betty Taylor's dream was to have a holiday show every year. Since 2003, hundreds of regional visual artists representing AVA have contemplated the entries in the most competitive arts show to end the year at Summit Art Space. Although many have competed, not all entries are juried into the show where the quality of the work is at its height. There are 608 eligible members of AVA, including Akron Society of Artists, Artists of Rubber City, Cuyahoga Valley Art Center, and Women's Art League of Akron. Of those 600 members, 47 members entered 68 artworks. Our juror chose 47 works which grace the walls of this beautiful gallery. Next year, we're hoping to have even more entries, so get started for a September deadline. People's Choice ballots are offered to in-person visitors so you can choose your own winner. Last year's winner, Matthew Sciarla's Since 1865, graces all of this year's advertising. In addition, he won the coveted handmade kaleidoscope by Akron glass artist Bob Pizarski. Who will win this year? We'll find out at the end of the day on December 17th. Awards for first, second, and third, and 4 honorable mentions have been chosen by Francisca Ugalde, curator of the Institute of Human Science and Culture at the Cummings Center for the History of Psychology at the University of Akron. She received her BFA in painting from Kent State University and her MA in Arts Administration from University of Akron. And now for those awards, we welcome our judge, Francisca Ugalde.
Hi, I'm Francisca Ugalde, and I'm the curator at the Institute for Human Science and Culture at the Cummings Center for the History of Psychology at the University of Akron. At the center, I spend most of my time curating ethnographic, scientific, and historical materials. I am especially thankful to Summit Art Space for inviting me to curate this year's Kaleidoscope exhibition and giving me the opportunity to flex my visual arts creative muscle. Curating exhibitions is a fun and challenging exercise, and my go-to approach is to define parameters within which to make selections, find relationships, and develop narratives. The process of curating this exhibition was a layered one, starting with instinctual first choices driven by personal preferences based purely on the visual elements of each piece. These initial choices became the parameters that shaped this exhibition. Through each subsequent review of the submissions and the artist descriptions, each piece was considered through the lens of these parameters and how they relate to the whole experience. I'd like to again thank Summit Art Space and all the artists who submitted their works. Now let's take a look at our finalists. On third place, we have Helen Wilson with her piece, Memoir of a Rock Hound's Daughter. What attracted me to this piece was not only the detailed layering, but its textures and colors. And as you get closer to it, each detail really makes you look at it deeper and moves you out throughout the piece. Not only was the attention to detail brought my attention to it, but it's the personal story attached to this piece. In second place, we have Charles Felsen Johnson's piece, Artist Meets Percussionist. And I selected this piece because initially it's visual composition and it's striking colors. It really pulls you in. But the thing that really attracted me was this use of unconventional materials that were used to create this composition. Not only do they function in a visual format, but they give the piece the opportunity to create this fourth dimension that the artist references, and that each of these objects was able to be played, creating a musical piece. So to me, that really pulled this piece beyond the conventions of art, making it unique. In first place, I selected Megan Dardis's piece, Spilled Milk. And I have to say, as a painter myself, I am biased towards the medium. But it was really, truly the energy of this piece that pulled my attention immediately. Not only this explosion of colors and shapes calls your attention, but also these interesting composition and tension and the balance of the image. Additionally, when you get up close, you really get pulled around, your eye gets pulled around with all the different shapes, textures, and treatments of the canvas.
Thank you for joining our awards celebration, and thank you to our sponsors who help make exhibitions and artist programs like this possible at Summit Art Space. They include PEGS Foundation and the Lehner Family Foundation, Summit County, Ohio Arts Council, GAR Foundation, and Akron Community Foundation. I'd also like to thank the many contributing members of Summit Art Space who support our mission. We encourage you to learn more about our membership program, exhibitions and events, and our resident artists at summitartspace.org.